DOT's Eric Hansen says crews are building extra room on the westbound side.
On the 94 East-West project, work is progressing along on the west leg, continuing that temporary widening of work on I-94 westbound.
That work is not just for the current stage. Hansen says it's meant to carry traffic through later phases.
So again, this widening will allow bidirectional traffic for future stages of the project over the next couple of years.
Crews are also advancing bridge work near 64th, 68th, and 70th Streets. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
This holiday weekend, TSA agents warning American travelers to prepare for possible long lines as the summer travel season continues. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
The TSA is warning travelers for major crowds over the Juneteenth holiday. They're asking them to prepare for those crowds, especially Sunday, June 21st, as they could see about 3 million people pass through airport security nationwide. And for comparison, that is on par with some of the busiest Thanksgiving travel days. Officials say they're staffed and ready, but are urging travelers to arrive at the airport early.
Summer officially starts on Sunday. The summer solstice will occur at 5:25 a.m. local time Sunday morning when the Earth's axis makes its northernmost tilt toward the sun, giving the sun a longer path to move across the northern sky. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Markets are closed today for the Juneteenth holiday. Trading resumes on Monday. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. You know, it's been more than 3 years since we got our garage door from J.D. Griffiths, and it still looks brand new. I'm telling you, it's quiet, it's smooth, and honestly, I didn't realize how much of a difference a quality door would make until we upgraded. J.D. Griffiths, they've been doing it for decades. They're local, trusted, and they handle everything. Try the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ. Schedule your free consultation from J.D. Griffiths.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Traffic accident southbound 894 south of Beloit Road. Do have the right lane blocked.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
About 2 miles past Bryan Road, there is a car fire on the right shoulder.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Debbie Lazaga, I want to thank you for the wonderful, wonderful job you do every day.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers couldn't complete the home sweep. Milwaukee lost 4-2 to the Cleveland Guardians in their series finale. Brewers hit the road tonight to begin a series against the Atlanta Braves. NBA entering a critical weekend. Teams making their final preparations ahead of Tuesday's draft in Brooklyn. All eyes on Bucks All-Star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo as he angles for a trade out of Milwaukee. The Heat are rumored to have the best deal to land the former Finals MVP, but the Celtics also among the other teams interested in the 7-footer. U.S. has the chance to punch their ticket to knockout rounds of the World Cup today. They face Australia in Seattle at 3 p.m. Eastern. A win, they'll lock up a spot in the knockout rounds. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Pretty light out there. A couple of disabled vehicles. They've actually been cleared off the shoulders. One on the exit to Moreland Road north from I-94 west and I-43 south about a half mile beyond the ramp from Silver Spring Drive.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, breezy today, high 76. A chance for showers overnight with a low 57. Sunny and 77 tomorrow. A chance for showers again on Sunday with a high 70. Monday and Tuesday, mostly sunny both days. High Monday 68, Tuesday 73. Right now 65 in Madison and in Green Bay. In Milwaukee 68 degrees. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:08.
It's Friday, which means it's time for the Political Power Hour on Point Taken, where the left and right go head-to-head on this week's top stories and issues. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
Should we talk about the government?
Welcome to Friday. I'm already tired. I just started the show. I'm tired already.
You're ready. You're ready for
I'm
the
ready
weekend.
for the week. I got a golf tournament tomorrow. I got Summerfest, it's Father's Day weekend. All of us fathers are going to be enjoying the hell out of this weekend.
You're tired? Some of us were up past our bedtime last night.
True.
As I was. I went to bed at 11:30.
Why
2
were you
hours.
up so late?
I watched The Big Bang from a viewing platform.
I guess we can tell your husband that was the Big Bang if Steve Scafidi thinks it is.
And filling in by that lovely voice, that gravelly tone voice from staying up way too late at Summerfest, Joe Zepecki, but filling in for Bill McCoshen, who is world traveling. We won't say where. Jake Curtis from the Institute for Reform and Government. Jake, welcome to the show.
Morning. I don't know what to expect right now because this is a.
It's going to be a while.
You look nervous. Why are you nervous?
Well, I warned him. I said, this might be a loose show, Jake.
It's a little less structured than normal. So let's start with what is a serious story. Obviously, the Iran war. What is it? 3.5 months, 4 months, something like that. We now have a potential agreement, negotiations. Although there's been some delays, pullback now on some of the nuts and bolts of what this is. Kristen and I spent a ton of time yesterday talking about what I think it isn't. It doesn't seem like it's a settlement or a change or any really positive for the country. We'll let you start, Joe Zepecki, Democratic strategist. What do you think?
Yeah, this is an MOU, not a final treaty. They announced it Sunday, I think just ahead of the UFC fight. President Trump wanted to have a peace deal for his birthday. And what was so bizarre immediately was usually you reach an agreement between nations and you go out and you say, hey, we have a deal. You let the world see the deal. It took days to even show the public the 14 points in the page and a half. They kicked the signing of it until yesterday or today or later in the week. And now today was supposed to be the first round of negotiations on the next leg of this. And first, the Iranian negotiators decided they were going to postpone their visit because Israel was continuing to strike Lebanon. And then last night, J.D. Vance and the American negotiating team said, well, we're going to postpone as well. So this is far from over. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about how he was not the boy who cried wolf. He was the president who cried peace. Clearly, he understood that strategically and politically this was not going his way and he needed to get out. I think his lack of leverage, or as he would describe it, lack of cards, is sort of exposed by the bullet points in this MOU that he signed in Versailles, which anyone who knows their history has some pretty ironic echoes. So this is far from over. He's already saying if after 60 days we don't have a further deal, we'll just go back to bombing. The administration already kind of seems to be setting up Vice President Vance as the fall guy. So I don't think for a second that this is a fully baked cake and it's over. And I'm glad that the hot war shooting part has stopped for the meantime. But boy, this is not a good deal.
Jay Curtis, what's the conservative position on the deal?
So I'm glad Joe was pointing that out, that at least the kinetic actions are stopping. I will say, Joe, I haven't heard that from many people on the left. I mean, you seem to be like the one voice. I find it ironic that on the one hand you have somebody like Senator Baldwin championing the JCPOA, right, the Obama deal with Iran, which, by the way, really didn't have the effect that she and others claim it to have had.
How so?
Well, if it had the impact, right, there would have been certainty that Iran was not seeking nuclear weapons. We didn't have that, right? So the deal didn't affect that. Last time I checked, Iran has continued over the last decade to fund Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. So it was just, I found it very ironic that Senator Baldwin and others are citing that as like the gold standard and now criticizing this deal. And I don't disagree. There's still a lot of uncertainty. And frankly, there are a lot of conservatives that aren't satisfied with assuming this deal goes forward, some of the elements. For example, unfreezing a lot of these assets that have been frozen for a decade. This reconstruction fund that apparently is supposed to be funded by Gulf states and not U.S. taxpayer dollars, right? There's some legitimate concerns here.
But to Joe's point, was this a desperation move by the president, his administration, to get something done, something signed, sealed, and hopefully delivered, because it was not looking good?
Maybe, but honestly, when you're talking about foreign policy, like, to Joe's point, like, he made the reasonable point, like, at least the kinetic action has ceased. Like, that's a good thing. So, I mean, I don't quite, I've seen that argument, and I don't quite understand it. Like, it's not a completely finalized deal, but for now, right, it's moving in the right direction. Like, to me, that's a good thing.
It's a
like,
step of
how
progress.
How's that bad? Like, it's like I look at somebody like Senator Baldwin and I ask, like, so what in her mind at this point in time, like, realistically, I know she may have disagreed with the initial actions, but right now, at this moment in time, what does she want to see happen?
Well, I mean, that is because I think we had a texter yesterday be like, what would you have done? I was like, well, not gone to war, but like, we're here, right? And so at this point, we're here, we're in it. And so is it at this, you're trying to mitigate loss? Or are you actually trying to gain something? And what are we trying to gain? So is the argument you're making is that what we had in the original Obama deal was not enough. And so at this point, we are willing to release more of like the sanctions and give them more money in order to guarantee that they're not going to fund the Houthis and Hezbollah. And is that your argument as far as if we get more guarantees of global terrorism?
That is one of the arguments on the right. Okay. I actually personally, I'm not sure I agree with that because I think the JCPOA, right, it was $1 billion. We're looking at significantly more, unfreezing assets, lifting sanctions. Like, if I were preparing this, I would want far more detailed and confirmed actions on the part of Iran that are going to establish that this funding will not go to terrorism, that they're not continuing to pursue a nuclear weapon. Based on the MOU that I've seen, like, I don't think it's there. Yeah. So actually, I don't think there's enough there. But that is an argument that
do we have time for more of this after the break? Because I have one rule this week: don't come for my boss. Obama opened his presidential center. I have a couple nits to pick with your description of the JCPOA.
We'll look forward to that after the break. Joseph Pecky, Jake Curtis, Kristen Steve, Point Taken, Friday edition on 620 WTMJ. Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week we celebrate summer in Wisconsin, from rock climbing, great climbs across the state of Wisconsin, opportunity there, and golfing in the state of Wisconsin, and water skiing. Sound fun?
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Hey, it's WTMJ. Steve Scaffidi looking for the perfect summer getaway. I've got it for you. Celebrate America's 250th birthday throughout Delavan and Delavan Lake, including the historic, legendary, awesome Lake Lawn Resort. Spend your days in the water, enjoy live entertainment, great dining, lakeside views, and family-friendly activities throughout the 10-day special holiday celebration from June 26th to July 5th. Tee it up, golf, Majestic Oaks Golf Course, perfect destination. For the Fold of Honor charity golf outing, explore Delavan's local celebrations, which are fantastic, and take in the spectacular fireworks over the lake. I highly recommend that. Whether you're planning a family vacation, couples retreats, I've done that out there. Long holiday weekend with friends, Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan is the perfect place to celebrate summer and create memories that will last a lifetime. Plan your getaway today at lakelawnresort.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at ACCUNET.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We're all ready to talk politics on this Friday. Hope you're ready to listen. Jake Curtis filling in for Bill McCoshen, who's on assignment somewhere in the world. Joe Zepecki, Kristen Bry, Steve Scafidi. You know where we're at. We talk politics. Joe Zepecki had a retort to what Jake was talking about.
Yeah, I stipulated that the JCPOA, the Obama nuclear deal, did not address other regional, actors. This was 5 nations plus Iran, which as a coalition, right, with many other European countries who care more about whether or not Iran had nuclear ballistic capability, the verification of that was working. They were capped at 3.67 enrichment. There were 24-hour monitorings by video. There were routine and regular inspections of their enrichment facilities. It was working. It was not a deal for it. Hold on. It was not a deal for eternity. It was time limited. I think it was 20 years. It was always going to have to go back and be renegotiated. But when Donald Trump tore it up during his first term, that is when Iran said, okay, well, then we're going for the bomb. And that is the difference in approach between this administration, which really has only had one ally throughout this in Israel, and you can see publicly, which, well, can you imagine what it's like behind the scenes, that Netanyahu and Trump are kind of at cross purposes. Trump is going out and telling people, yeah, I just yelled at Bibi and told him to stop. He's got to stop, because Iran is saying, no deal if you can't get Israel to back off in Lebanon. But Trump has not built a coalition of other international partners with interests in the region to help manage this conflict. And so that's the difference of diplomacy backed by America's awesome military might versus ready, fire, aim strategy without any partners. And so I think that's why one of the reasons we're in this pretty weak position in terms of this MOU.
Well, it is interesting. So I think yesterday Vance publicly was pretty critical of Israel. I think the quote was, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world, which is kind of true. And so, I mean, are we just in bed with a not great partner right now
this? I don't think it's fair to say in bed. I think what's challenging is like Israeli doctrine is if they are attacked, they have to respond because they are an island surrounded by people who wish them ill. And so when missiles are launched at Israel and the United States president is saying, you got to let it go. Don't worry about it. It wasn't that bad an attack. That he's asking an ally to violate their strategic doctrine.
Oh, okay, sure. So I understand that point, but this is not unique to this relationship. Look at NATO. I mean, what do we? The entire debate over Ukraine, which again, I think we should be providing assistance, and I think the NATO. But you look at Article 5, right? I mean, that's the whole point of what's happening in Ukraine right now. Should anything happen to a NATO member, right? That's an automatic response from the coalition, the alliance. And that's kind of been driving the debate in Ukraine. So to say like this is something unique to Israel and the U.S. is just like I don't see that, because that's exactly what we're seeing with NATO. I would note, because of, again, there are things I disagree with Trump on, but like getting NATO partners to actually increase defense spending, I think is very much a positive coming out of this administration, in the sense that we had years where that fell on the U.S. taxpayer. And so to say that there's no allies, I mean, I think Germany has stepped up. I think they're approaching 5% GDP.
But now you're talking about Ukraine, Russia, and we're not talking about Iran and Israel.
But you're saying that this is somehow unique, like the U.S.-Israel kind of dynamic. And I'm saying, like, that's not unique, right? This is the same kind of analysis can be applied to Ukraine, where, I mean, we have to somehow honor those alliances, right? It's no different. We have to honor that kind of relationship with Israel. So it is complicated.
Is
It's
the
complex.
shakiness of this agreement with Iran, potentially, because of the nature of the shakiness of their government? We blew up half their leadership, or all their leadership, and now we're dealing with the sort of the unknown quantity.
Well, and this is the problem, right? There was never a case made to the American people or the Congress. We're going to go do this. This is why we're going to do it. These are the objectives. The objectives were constantly shifting. It's going to be regime change. They took out the Ayatollah in the initial strike. What has replaced it? A even more hard right, backed by the Iranian
President has said
National
the
Guard
opposite.
Corps.
He said
right,
the opposite.
and now he's saying, well, it's fine that it's not regime change.
I think that's
which
important.
is it?
I think that's an important point, Joe. And frankly, I kind of agree in the sense that I agreed something needed to be done with Iran. Every administration going back to 1979 has had to address this. There's been thousands of U.S. military members killed by Iran and their proxies. Like, something needed to be done. Frankly, I think the messaging was off in the sense that they didn't outline how hard this was going to be. Yep. I think if you look at maybe the traditional kind of hawk position, which includes some Democrats, like, this was never going to be a 1 week regime change effort. Like, that was not realistic. So I think if there was a mistake, I think it would have been better for the administration to say this is going to be months, not weeks or days. This is going to be really hard. We're not sure if there can be regime change here. But ultimately, I think a lot of individuals initially supported this because of the potential to actually have a solution in Iran.
Yeah, they screwed it up in a lot of ways. And it's not over yet. Let's hope for the best possible outcome.
But
I
is the best
I wish there
possible?
was
What is
more
the,
of
what is
that,
the best
Joe.
possible outcome, though?
The best possible outcome, in my view, is a Strait of Hormuz that is, like the rest of international waters, open for free passage, which would mean Iran does not get to toll or charge environmental fees because they will use those resources to rebuild their arsenal. It would
And to fund terrorists.
It would be a verifiable commitment to not go back to enriching uranium and rushing for the bomb. If you get those two things, then there's a tremendous cost to this, but at least we are not worse than we were when we started.
He is Joseph Pecky. Jake Curtis filling in for Bill McCoshen, Kristen and Steve after the break, celebrating our 250th with algae after this.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new vehicle, now's the time to take a serious look at Griffin Ford's Ford American Value for American Values employee pricing event. This is great. For a limited time, you pay what employees pay. That's right, employee pricing on a huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Right now, they have 50-plus all-wheel drive Ford Explorers in stock starting at $38,978. How about the 2026 Ford Bronco Sport all-wheel drive? More than 20 in stock starting at $28,995. And Escape owners get an additional $1,000 off. But what really sets Griffin Ford apart is inventory. Griffin Ford is one of the largest selections of new Ford vehicles anywhere in Wisconsin. That means you're not spending hours searching dealer to dealer or settling for something close to what you wanted. You can choose the color, trim, level, and features that fit your style. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha. I buy my cars at Griffin. You can also do it online at griffinford.com.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, a fee-only fiduciary.
Fee-only fiduciary really further separates the folks that either say fiduciary some of the time or best interests altogether. And it's not just that alone. It is, of course, everything else that we can bring to the table that just isn't asset management. It is estate planning, tax planning, financial planning, all of it wrapped together in one transparent fee.
Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
They say fortune favors the brave. Let's put that to the test.
First offering to him is a high fly ball to right field. Back on it is Fry. Track, wall, gone! Jackson Churio goes deep.
The Brewers head to Atlanta to take on the Braves. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:40. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
All right, we got a minute and a half here to dissect this incredible reflecting pool controversy. No one's going to be surprised by my take. This administration superficially looks at a lot of things. They didn't do their homework on this and save the text. I don't want to see you cut and paste in arguments that some conservative talkers making. It's stupid. There's a right way to fix this and a wrong way. They did it the wrong way, and I agree that it needs to be fixed. Joe.
I don't care. On the list of things that
of course, Joe,
are offensive about this administration and their utilization of public dollars, this is very, very low on my list.
Boy, Joe and I are like agreeing today. I mean, in the following sense, like out of all the things to be fired up about, I don't understand that. And frankly, as we were talking off air, if you've been to D.C. recently, the city does look better. Like whatever side of the aisle you're on, like, why would it be a bad thing for the administration to want to clean up the city?
It's not a bad thing, but $14 million to not clean it up is a waste of our money. That's why.
There are other examples. Union Station is beautiful.
Oh, trust me. There's
good
a lot of
examples, Steve. I mean, we all love D.C. Why not clean it up? I don't understand.
Speaking of cleaning up D.C., is that the National Guard still just like roaming around?
I don't even know anymore.
Who's been there the most recently?
Bill.
Yeah. But that was obviously such a big story last summer, and I don't even know how many like troops are on the ground.
I don't know that they are, and I think their posture may have changed quietly after Homan took over.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I'd be more confident the National Guard had been given the opportunity to clean
That's
it up.
a great point. Army Corps of Engineers should have cleaned that pool, not some contractor with a no-bid win.
Kind of falls into their work product, right?
No comment.
Again, totally agree. In the scheme of things, insignificant, but it's an allegory to what
But
I've
it annoys
seen.
Steve.
But Steve, would you agree? Like, I mean,
Yes, it needs to be
an effort to actually clean up the nation's landmarks is a good thing.
Yeah, we got to go to ABC right now, right here on 620 WTMJ.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. An Israeli official familiar with the matter tells ABC News the ceasefire with Hezbollah in Lebanon has started. No statement from the Iran-backed militants yet. A diplomat familiar told ABC News the ceasefire was mediated by Qatar, the U.S., and Iran. This as the U.S.-Iran talks scheduled for today in Switzerland are postponed. Some Republicans in Congress are openly criticizing the initial deal, Iran already profiting by being allowed again to sell oil. Remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur continue through the Gulf Coast. Alabama could get heavy rain and flash flooding. Cleanup after a tornado hit Jefferson County, Indiana.
Within seconds, the house was gone. It just come through so fast.
New problems with the reflecting pool in Washington in front of the Lincoln Memorial after about $15 million to drain, fix leaks, install filtration, paint, and seal the pool. The blue paint sealant on the floor is peeling, flaking off, green algae exploding. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. A new sentencing date set for the former Milwaukee County judge found guilty of obstructing federal immigration officers. Hannah Dugan will learn her fate July 8th. U.S. District Judge Len Edelman rejecting a defense motion to overturn the jury's guilty verdict earlier this week. Dugan was convicted of obstruction for interfering with ICE officials as they tried to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz at the Milwaukee courthouse in April of 2025. She faces up to 5 years behind bars. A crash in Appleton leaves one person dead after a loaded dump truck detached from a tow truck. Police responded near State Highway 441 and Calumet Street around noon Thursday, where the heavy-duty tow truck had traveled into the median. The dump truck carrying sand detached, then rolled over and crashed into a vehicle that was stopped in traffic. Driver of that vehicle died at the scene. A key Milwaukee County leadership appointment is a step closer to approval. The County Board's Finance Committee has advanced County Executive David Crowley's nomination of Nick Sinram to lead the Office of strategy, budget, and performance. Sinram most recently served as Director of Financial Planning and Budget Services for Milwaukee Public Schools. If confirmed by the full county board next week, Sinram will oversee budget and strategic planning efforts. Milwaukee County facing a $50 million budget deficit next year. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It's a holiday today, federal holiday, Juneteenth. Markets are closed. Trading resumes on Monday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Left lane closed. Wisconsin Highway 38 north at Air Cargo Way. There is a disabled vehicle in that left lane. I-43 south about a half mile beyond Beecher in Lincoln. The right shoulder there is blocked due to a broken down vehicle. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, breezy, 76 today, then a chance of showers overnight with a low 57. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77, then a chance of rain on Sunday. Mostly cloudy with a high 70. Sunshine Monday and Tuesday. Monday's high 68, Tuesday up to 73. Right now in Madison and Green Bay, 67 degrees, in Milwaukee, 69. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1033.
Mark Reinhardt is IT manager at ACS Group. Mark, your company has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for years. Right out of the blocks, would you recommend James to others?
Yes, I've had nothing but a great experience with James Imaging Systems, and I would definitely want to share that with others.
A great experience in what way?
I think it's just a personal touch. They actually listen to our needs, walking our business, and finding out what solutions we need to do our job better.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation, adding up to more bang for your business technology dollar.
Yeah, we are absolutely getting a return on investment on the dollars we're spending with James Imaging Systems.
Mark, safe to say ACS Group is happy?
Very happy with James Imaging Systems. People are smiling.
Put a smile on your face with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Sound familiar? I can't raise my arms. I can't climb stairs. I can't kneel down, which means I can't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. I'm here to celebrate what you can do, and that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing, not bracing for their next jolt of pain. It's gone. They've moved on. Back to living your lives. You've heard me talk about Dr. Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through their game-changing regenerative treatments done right in the office, no missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms down, the pain backs off, and we love hearing from you. How we here at WTMJ helped you dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living your best life. So go find out what you can do. It's a good life out there, folks. Go live it to the fullest. Let's get rid of that pain starting now. The consultation is totally free to see if you're a good candidate. Weekend appointments available, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics now. We're just winding it up, just getting started on our Friday panel, the political figure quartets. Joe Zepecki, Jake Curtis from IRG, Institute for Reforming Government, and for Bill McCoshen, Kristen Bryce, Steve Scafidi. Let's talk Wisconsin governor's race. Joe was in studio for a half hour, and we got a lot of feedback. I don't know if I told you that.
Good or bad?
Good. Because you come with an informed knowledge base about what happened last weekend in Dane County, on what Democrats were doing, the voices that those attendees of 2,000 or whatever it was heard from the 7 candidates. So we'll start with you. Give me the state of the race among those candidates for the Democratic nomination for governor of Wisconsin.
I think people are starting to get a little sporty. A little sporty, a little spicy. Might be seeing some elbows getting thrown. No, I think this campaign is finally ramping up in earnest. State Senator Kelda Roy's statewide ad buy announced this week. The Brennan campaign is on air. The Rodriguez group, and maybe I'm forgetting one other one, are now
Crowley's up.
And Crowley, that's what it was, are paying to communicate with voters. That was a long time coming, but now the campaign, I think, will start in earnest for these last 50 days or so. There is more chatter that I'm picking up. Hey, what are we going to do? Who can win? Who can't? And my message is same as it ever was. Our field is an embarrassment of riches. Any one of these candidates could beat Tom Tiffany. None of them are guaranteed, and none of them are a guaranteed loss either. So I know my conservative friends are like, hey, give us Fran Hong, we got her. I would be a little careful what you wish for, because I think the political environment is shaping up to be worse for Republicans than 2018. That means there's opportunity for Democrats if whatever happens in the next 50 days, we all agree. August 12th, one team, one dream, and that's a trifecta.
Jake Curtis, looking at it from the other side of the aisle.
That was an interesting take.
I'm an interesting guy.
So look, this is an interesting field. I'll give you that. I think what is I think really critical at this point is some of the positions that these Democratic candidates have taken. I think are going to have to be explained. I get it. You're in a primary. This is a problem with a kind of a wild primary. You're just going to go further and further to the left. At a recent forum, I think it was in Madison, every candidate raised their hand when they were asked, are you going to eliminate Act 10? Again, I think we've talked about this in the past. When you kind of remove the politics and Walker bad, talk to even left-leaning administrators in local units of government, and you tell them, what are you going to do tomorrow if Act 10 is repealed? There's no plan.
It's a classic easy to say, hard to do thing.
Easy to say, hard to do. I would point out with respect to school choice. Now, to be fair, I think everybody has indicated they want to repeal Act 10. I think with school choice, there's kind of like a mixed bag. And somebody
nuance.
like Hong is all in, eliminate school choice. So, okay, go down the road and talk to those, that single African-American mom at St. Marcus who enjoys and sees a benefit of sending her kids to St. Marcus. You're going to have to explain, like, okay, sorry, you got to go to the MPS school. Like, no options. Right? So those are hard positions that you're going to have to explain once you're presumably the nominee. I would like it if they could start explaining it now and just not continue to move further and further to the left. And again, I'm trying to be objective in the sense that this is what happens in primaries, right? The Republicans have gone through this, but they need to explain some positions. One other thing, Roy is now apparently, nobody really picked up on this. She's advocating access to state health care and pension. Like, is that statewide? Like, that's
for her, like health care.
I don't know. This is my point. What are the details? Like, I mean, a pension is something that you earn that's vested by serving in a local unit of government, state government.
Is she talking about the WRS system?
Well, yeah,
yes,
I don't know. I knew that. I knew that
was in the West Politics reporting. I don't know what that means. This is my point. She needs to explain. Like, what does that mean? Huh. It may sound good in a Dem forum in Madison. What does it mean statewide?
As a conservative, is there a preferred candidate in your mind to go up against Tom Tiffany?
Well. Boy, again, a lot of agreement with Joe. I guess I'm in the camp of, so on the one hand, I mean, Frances Hong is a socialist. Francesca, I'm sorry, is a socialist. Like, I think she has taken, I mean, when you look at police and some of these issues that I don't know how you defend that. I also, though, am fearful that if we're in an environment where the Republicans are maybe down, 4 or 5 structurally going into a race, like, I do not want to see a Hong governor. I think Tiffany would have a really good shot against her, but then there's always that risk. Like, what if she wins?
That's why I said careful what you wish for.
Right, but that being said, like, I think Tiffany versus Hong is a very interesting matchup. You cannot get two different extremes. Northern Wisconsin, kind of a regular guy, versus somebody from Madison that's going to have a base, but does that base play well? Again, even on the Dem side, your blue collar 60-year-old Dem Union guy in outstate Wisconsin, is he voting for Hong? I don't know.
2 things. Can I put you down to join my coalition for jungle primaries where the two parties run together?
No.
Why?
But you're sitting here complaining about primaries on both sides.
I'm not complaining about them. I'm
what's your
outlining
thing
the
against
realities.
jungle primaries?
All right. Well,
I think
because this is also, I know, like Final Five voting and stuff like that. I think it's great. But what's your argument against it?
Because I think the risk is, like, you end up in some of these states where all your, if you're structurally leaning one way or the other, you're just going to get one extreme and then like the light version. I mean,
but we're
I
not
think
that
having
state,
the two,
and
we're not,
the idea is it drives out the extremes on both parties.
That's the argument. But point to a state where that actually is happening.
I don't think there's a purple swing state that's like 50-50 like this.
Well, I don't
want
want Wisconsin to be the experiment.
In Alaska, when Sarah Palin lost her run for Congress, who I would say was fairly extreme, and because they had ranked choice voting, she didn't get enough people to put her as second.
Here's my second point is, among the notes of caution that I would share with my conservative friends, is you all know full well that in 2016, there were people whose first choice was Donald Trump and their second was Bernie Sanders, or vice versa. And there is something to the democratic socialist message of populist outrage and anger that is resonating right now. And so to me, if Hong is going to emerge, she's grown, but she's got a long way to go to get the nomination, and then an even further way to go to win in the fall if she is the nominee. That is the pool of voters she's got to demonstrate that she can go and get, is those people who would flip-flop between Trump and Sanders.
That is a really small sliver of the electorate, though.
You know they're out there.
Well, I mean,
They're
it's basically CD3, right? It's that entire part of the
Parts
state
of the
that was Obama, Trump voters, and we've seen also like a lot of those counties went for Crawford in the spring.
It's going to be a fascinating results for that primary because, I mean, I would be shocked by nothing.
Are we pretending that Barnes getting 6 in a 7-way straw poll is not fascinating?
It's very interesting. I wasn't particularly surprised by it because I think do we have time for this?
Let's come back and talk about
okay.
it because I think talking about the nuances of what a straw poll is. Maybe you guys did this on Monday. I didn't listen.
A little bit.
We'll be back in a minute.
Brutal honesty.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini for Geist. 70 years, 70. Geist has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today with brands like CHI, LiftMaster. They have doors for every budget, and will even build custom designs that meet your exact needs for swift and reliable garage repair solutions. Go to geistdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield. I did. Ask to see the opener room, all the technology, the apps, the cameras, amazing things they can do with those openers, and all the custom designs. Check it out for yourself. Don't think twice. Call Geist, G-E-I-S, geistdoors.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Welcome back to Point Taken. I am Kristen Bry, along with Steve Scafidi, Joe Zepecki. Jake Curtis is here in for Bill for this week and next week. All right, for people who are not listening on Monday, like me, explain the significance or lack of significance of the straw poll that came out of the Wisconsin Democrats convention last weekend.
It's an interesting snapshot. It is not determinative or predictive. Look no further than in 2018. Kelda Roys won the state party. Tony Evers was way down in third place. and then 10 weeks later doubled everybody else's vote and had a walk to victory.
So meaningless.
Not meaningless. I think it can be a sign of momentum. It can be a sign of who's building a coalition and doing their inside game politics. And I think Sarah Rodriguez has done that pretty well throughout the campaign. That's how you put together a win.
So what is Mandela Barnes really good at when it comes to campaigning?
Inspiring people. So you asked before the break, was it surprising that he was so low in it? I don't think so, because these are the insideriest insiders. And you guys might laugh at this, but like Mandela has never been like a party guy. He's always been a kind of willing to take on the system. Look no further than he primaried a pretty popular incumbent Democratic state senator.
And
lost, right? But like he's been willing to, like, there were a lot of people who say, hey man, wait your turn. This is not the time. We don't. And he was like, no, the senator isn't doing a good enough job. I want more. I'm gonna go for it. He's never been afraid to take on the party. So I am not particularly shocked that the insideriest insiders within the party, based on that and the fact that he came up a little short against Senator Johnson 4 years ago, are looking around.
And also, because I haven't been to one. So when you're there, like, how many people who attend this? Because you said it's a little less than 2,000.
It was less than 1,000 votes in the straw poll.
And how many of the people who vote are people who are already like part of the campaign?
Almost all of them.
So it's
and it turns out the guests could vote. I learned this week. Usually you have to be a delegate to vote in these kinds of things. And again, the party.
Well, it's a Wiz Politics straw poll, right? It's not like it's not the party's poll.
But so if you're just like walking off the street and pay $15, I don't know if campaigns were trying to work the electorate.
All right, but
it's interesting.
If we're going to use your comparison to Tony Evers finishing third, Barnes finished sixth. That's not third. Not even a strong. Not a strong.
But the thing
sixth.
they have in common is 8 years ago, Evers was the most well known by virtue of having run statewide multiple times, and he was above water or popular within the Democratic base. That's the case for Mandela. He's still the best known among these candidates, and that name ID takes you a long way in a primary.
And he's not up with the ad buy yet.
Not yet.
Is he even more left than Hong is?
No.
How is he not? What's his distinction?
I've never heard Mandela say that he wishes there were no prisons in the world.
That's true. We talked about that last week. Yeah, she's got him on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interesting thing here is it's obviously the campaign who wins it is going to make it out to be the
Most
important poll ever taken, and this is just politics. I would agree with Joe. It's a snapshot, so it's not determinative, but it's a snapshot. I think what's interesting is you look at the results. I have them up here. So Rodriguez at 164 votes. There were a total of almost 600 ballots cast. So clearly the front runner has some infrastructure, which makes sense. She's a lieutenant governor, although apparently her and the governor don't get along. I think
those are your words, not mine.
Maybe his words, her words. I mean, I'm not sure we have to dig that deep. But then you start to peel it back a little further. Hong at 138. Kelda Roy's, who again, I mean, maybe she wants everybody in the WRS system. I'm not sure. She's going to have to explain that at 114. Crowley, 78. Brennan, I think maybe the one moderate at 52. Barnes, and then Hughes.
You don't think Missy's moderate?
I mean, I think she has moderate tendencies. But, to that point, the top half is a progressive wing. The almost irrelevant candidates at this point, at least according to this poll, or the energy in the party, are not with the moderates. And again, that's all well and good during a primary, but you get to a general, you're going to have to explain these positions.
Jake Curtis, Joseph Pecky, Kristen, and Steve on this Friday. If you got a question, fire it off. We'll try to get it into the show. We got one more segment before we hit the top of the hour news. You're listening, of course, to Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, CertaPro Painters. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini with Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've told you the story. Lost 50 pounds since last year, and I kept the weight off. It's the secret, by the way, to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day, to get there quickly, and then, most importantly, reset that metabolism so you keep the weight off, and that's what I've done. And you can do it too. Thousands of people, just like me, and potentially you, have done that. None of the injections or the drugs, the prepackaged gimmicky stuff. It resets your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good and live a better life, to be honest. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation with their great team of coaches there at Milwaukee Weight Loss. And because you're listening to the show, special bonus, $200 off with our summer special Milwaukee Weight Loss. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Change your life. Don't wait. The consultation is free. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know inspiration's in full swing this time of year. So bring us your wild ideas, and we'll bring the value on the quality supplies you need to make it happen at unbeatably low prices. Right now, during our lawn care sale, 50 quart bags of Miracle-Gro Potting Mix, $11.99. $5 off select Technar Apex heavy-duty garden hoses. And assorted bags of Timberline mulch, 4 for $10. Find value on everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Talk about value. When it comes to casual dining, I can't think of a better value out there. If you're looking for a way to stretch your family's dining budget, come to Marty's Pizza, where feeding your family won't cost you an arm or a leg. You know, we're reasonably priced, and that's how it's going to stay. That's why we've been around so long. We offer a quality product at the right price. Italian dinners, subs, sandwiches, salads, and of course, 100% real mozzarella cheese pizza. Find us easily online at martyspizza.net.
Remember Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to Point Taken.
You should have rolled tape on that break.
All right, so if you are watching...
We could just let you guys fight for a while.
If you're watching the live stream, you'll notice that Joe Zepecki is wearing his Obama-Biden shirt. And we got to watch it because it was carried live on CNN yesterday, but I didn't get to hear any of it, really. And I've seen clips from yesterday, but yesterday was the grand opening of the Obama Presidential Center.
Yep.
Not library. I don't really know what the distinction is. Maybe you do. And it looked great. I mean, it's like the very millennial Democrat, like liberal hopes and change feelings, I think, were out yesterday.
Yeah. Listen, and I've been telling people, it was sort of like looking into Earth 2, a different time,
Let's not
a different
get too
place.
crazy about
no,
it.
but it was.
Come
because you had presidents of both parties honoring one of the members of their club.
Mm-hmm.
You had a conversation about, the quiet dignity of the American people and how no one else gets to decide who is more American than anyone else. And it was stirring and hopeful and thoughtful, and it is a center because it is both a public library, is part of the Chicago Public Library
and
system.
a playground.
You can go take it, and a center that is designed to inspire the next generation of change makers, because the crux of this comes down to what the former president said, which is that we is the most powerful word in American history. We, the people, we shall overcome. Yes, we can. Out of many, we are one. And that emphasis on we stands in such stark contrast to so much of the politics we see today. I had the great fortune to be a small part of the big machine, both serving in Washington in his administration and on the re-election campaign in 2012. And we had a little alumni gathering on Wednesday night. And the humility of this former president to pay respect to the people who were part of that machine and say, listen, guys, like, it really ain't about me. That will stick with me for a very long time. It's the audacity of humility at this point. And so I thought it was a very special day. I can't wait to see the center.
Me too.
Myself. I'm going to go later this year with my dad. And if it took anything away from it, it's that things can change very quickly.
All right, sounds like you need a tissue.
I
Jake,
was going to say,
final
I need
comments?
some Kleenex.
Wow.
And I couldn't find my John McCain T-shirt, so apparently
I've got a John McCain T-shirt too. Love John McCain.
America's hero.
So a couple observations. So first of all, I think one thing that stood out to me, kind of just thinking back on the Obama administration, is that interestingly on some issues, and apparently this is going to be my theme today, is there's how far left the current Democratic Party has moved. I mean, Joe, you look at some of the issues, border encounters, never more than 500,000 border encounters during the Obama administration annually.
Enforced in immigration rules.
Actually, on some of these measures, enforced immigration rules. I mean, December of 23, almost 350,000 border encounters in the Biden administration. When you look at the foreign policy, use of drone strikes outside war zones, 540 during the Obama administration, a total of 57 during the Bush administration. So on some of these issues, you compare that to where the current party is. I mean, it's almost incomprehensible. Now, you'll get some other things that just fundamentally disagree. I thought we were supposed to have a fundamental reset with Russia. That hasn't worked out, right? In 2014, the invasion of Crimea, which apparently the Obama administration wasn't all that concerned about, laughed at Romney during the 2012 debate because he actually was concerned about the growth of an aggression of Russia. I'm not sure the record is as sterling as you want to suggest, but
I didn't suggest anything about
nice
his record.
library.
I just say he was humble about it.
We got to get some news here, but the texter had a great point. Wonder if the president will try to put his name on that presidential center in Chicago. We'll see. Quick break.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, you and I have been talking about AI recently, and you brought up another interesting take on an opportunity that business owners should leverage while they're evaluating their commercial insurance and employee benefits programs.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here. AI is useful, but without clean data, it won't do much good.
Hey, would you share with everyone what we were talking about before we started recording?
Sure, Vince. Information and data are the lifeblood or the currency of good underwriting for insurance companies.
How can we better understand why that's so important, Jeff?
Underwriting, whether for commercial insurance or employee benefits, is becoming more automated and very data-driven, even more so now in the age of AI. A company's data, whether publicly available or proprietary data, tells an important story. Are earnings growing or stagnant? What channel do your sales originate from? Historical claim activity. Your objective data tells a story. Insurance companies use these data points and many others in their risk selection and pricing tools.
So what else is important here?
Your subjective data plays an important role in all of your risk programs as well. Attributes like your company culture, documented processes, the quality of your management team, and customer feedback all tell a story about your company. A carefully crafted overview of your company, combined with the data to support it, make your business desirable, and companies will compete to insure it.
So why should businesses work with R&R Insurance?
We're a fiercely independent, technology-forward, top 100 insurance agency. We understand how to get insurance companies to compete for your business. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Is it time to replace your roof? Are you looking for a temporary fix like asphalt or a lifetime one-and-done experience with stone-coated metal roofing? This is not a throwaway product. It's an investment that can save you from an insurance claim. To learn more, call Abbey Home today. And if someone asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl. Right now, get 50% off installation on a new metal roof. That's right, 50% off installation on a new metal roof. Go to abbyhome.com or give us a call, 414-436-ABBY, 414-436-2229.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family priced. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
They say fortune favors the brave. Let's put that to the test.
First offering to him is a high fly ball to right field. Back on it is Fry. Track, wall, gone! Jackson Churio goes deep.
The Brewers head to Atlanta to take on the Braves. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:40. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11:02, we have 70 degrees, sunny, breezy, 76 today for the high. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. A U.S. official confirms Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a ceasefire. Iran had warned Israel of serious consequences if it continues its campaign against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Meanwhile, ABC's Selena Wang says a growing number of Republicans speaking out against the Iran-U.S. ceasefire deal.
Ted Cruz, as well as from Tom Cotton, who chairs the Intel Committee. Take a listen to what both of them had to say.
Giving billions of dollars to theocratic lunatics who want to murder us is an exceptionally bad idea.
We're going to lift sanctions on Iran's oil exports right away. And based on their pre-war rates of production and recent prices for a barrel of oil, you're looking at somewhere between $150 and $200 million a day.
The White House disputes those characterizations, but you are hearing from a number of Republicans as well as Democrats that this deal is a win for Iran.
U.S. and Iran talks planned for today are on hold. There's a new rift growing between the U.S. and Italy, with anger building in Rome over something President Trump said while at the G7 summit in France this week.
An Italian TV network quoted the president as saying in an interview that Italy's prime minister begged him to take a picture with her at the G7, that he did it because he, quote, felt sorry for her.
Le dichiarazioni di Donald Trump.
Giorgia Meloni responded with this video.
Donald Trump's statements are completely fabricated.
Heard through an interpreter, Meloni says she's astounded.
I don't know why the President of the United States behaves this way towards his allies.
She added she and her country never beg. Citing the slight, Italy's foreign minister says he's called off a planned trip to the U.S. next week. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
2 Milwaukee gang members accused of using stolen pandemic relief funds to finance a deadly revenge killing will spend the rest of their lives behind bars.
A federal judge sentenced Ronell Bowman and Lawrence Turner to life in prison for a murder-for-hire conspiracy, plus an additional decade for firearms offenses. Authorities say Bowman used money obtained through fraudulent COVID unemployment claims to pay for the murder, while investigators tied the pair to a larger scheme that stole more than $10 million in benefits. Both men were also convicted on fraud-related charges connected to the scheme. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A child seriously hurt after falling from a second-story window. Milwaukee police say the incident involving the 6-year-old happened Thursday at a home near 32nd and National around 3:45 in the afternoon. They say the circumstances that led to the fall under investigation, but it appears to be an accident. Federal judge has ordered the release of Salah Sarsour, the president of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, who's been in ICE custody since March. He addressed the dozens of community members who gathered to welcome him home last evening.
Great people like you and people of freedom that stood with justice. That's why I'm back. I owe this to my community.
Sarsour has been a legal resident of the U.S. for over 3 decades before he was arrested by ICE agents and taken to a detention facility in Indiana. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Markets are closed today for the Juneteenth holiday. Trading will resume on Monday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:05.
Meet Keith. He runs a 30-acre ranch. 8 years ago, his knees started giving out.
Climbing a ladder was almost impossible. If I could get down, I have to have something next to me to get up.
Keith's wife had a knee replacement. The recovery was hard and the results, not great. Keith wanted another way.
I won't go under the knife because I believe the body can do whatever it needs to do to heal itself.
Surgery wasn't the answer. QC Kinetics was. They're regenerative treatments. No surgery, no long recovery.
After the first one, the inflammation dropped 90%. Today, my knees are just amazing. I could not do what I've done if I had not gotten treatments to QC Kinetics. I just pray that my physical model continues to go and help other people.
Maybe that's you. Tired of dealing with the joint pain? Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Oh boy, it's Father's Day weekend. Take your dad and your grandfather to the Mine Shaft restaurant, the most affordable Father's Day dining destination. WTMJ's John Mercure. Your dad's Wednesday and Friday. All you can eat haddock fish fry is just $8.99. You're going to pay a whole lot more elsewhere. The Father's Day buffet is an all you can eat feast, and it's under $20. It's every dish Dad loves, including homemade desserts. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Everybody loves that. Those kids can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly set away from the dining area. I highly recommend the Mine Shafts Wednesday and Friday, all-you-can-eat fish fry for $8.99 and the Father's Day buffet for under $20. You don't need to spend a lot of money at the Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near EAA in Oshkosh. Take your dad to the Mine Shaft this week. Just walk in, but Google, call, and reserve your Father's Day table today. Don't forget your dad. Make it a special day. Check out the Mine Shaft.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers lost 4-2 to the Cleveland Guardians in their series finale. They'll hit the road tonight to begin a series against the Braves. NBA entering a critical weekend. Teams making their final preparations ahead of Tuesday's draft in Brooklyn. All eyes on Bucks All-Star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo as he angles for a trade out of Milwaukee. The Heat rumored to have the best deal to land him. U.S. will be back on the pitch today for the second match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The U.S. men's national team set to battle Australia in Group D play at Lumen Field in Seattle. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 north, about a quarter of a mile beyond the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. We've got 2 left lanes there closed due to a crash. Another crash blocking the left lane. I-41 south, 2 miles beyond the ramp from County Road K.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, supporting communities and residents through advocacy, education, and service. Where you live matters. Get the answers you and your family need about assisted living in Wisconsin. Start with clear, trusted guidance by visiting whereyouLiveMatters.org today.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, breezy 76 today, then a chance of rain overnight, low 57. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77. Chance of showers again Sunday with a high 70. Sunny Monday and Tuesday. Monday 68, Tuesday's high 73. 68 in Madison and Green Bay, 70 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:09.
You take pride.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
All right, we were talking so much in the first hour. I got to make this one a quick segment before we get to the say something nice and grab bag. So midterms coming up. CNN had a poll released over the weekend, last weekend. Almost half the population, Jake Curtis, is now independent. Classifies themselves as independent, not tied to a party. What do you think that means in terms of what might happen in November? And I'll tie it to what I think is a definite concern among some Republicans, that this president doesn't seem to care enough about some of the gas and grocery stuff, energy costs, all the stuff that most Americans talk about every day. And I know this because I've been all over the place. And that's the stuff they always want to bring up with me. What do you think?
Yeah, it comes down to kitchen table issues. And I'll use this as my one moment to push IRG. We talk about kitchen table issues, affordability. We do a lot of polling on that. And I think you're right. Ultimately, I think you're seeing a shift to maybe more self-identified independents because they don't see either party, frankly, as addressing those concerns. Housing costs, childcare, all these issues. I mean, we talk to people and they are concerned about property taxes. And they may not be the sexiest issues in the world, but that's what people care about. And so I think, yes, if you're the Trump administration, there is some concern there. But also I think there's some uncertainty. I mean, the question comes down, how does this actually play district by district? I mean, look at a state like Wisconsin. Realistically, there's really only one race that matters, District 3, or the 3rd Congressional District in western Wisconsin. I think that it's going to be tough for Van Orden, but also you have a candidate that, I mean, does she really?
Well, they don't have a candidate yet because there is the primary.
I mean, Cook is very likely.
Is she polling way ahead?
The establishment has, I think, very aggressively gotten behind Cook.
I think DCCC certainly has.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if it's Cook versus Van Orden, I mean, that's going to be a race, and it comes down to just these basic issues we've talked about. I think the Cook political report has shifted, I think, 7 races. I think that's what you highlighted. That's a concern. Shifted those races
trending
to the
bad.
left.
That's the point.
Look, they're if you're the administration, I think you have to do a better job of going out and talking about the issues that people really care about. And frankly, I would be highlighting some of the issues that the Dems need to explain. When you look at the $1,700 tax credit, I know you guys have talked about this before. I mean, there are some Democrats. The Democratic governor in Colorado has signed his state up.
You mean for the schools?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, right, these are not just dollars. These tax credits do not just benefit the money that goes to private schools. It's public schools as well. I think that is something that if I were Republicans in a state like Wisconsin, I would be asking somebody like Cook to defend that. Now, is it fair? No, but that's politics. And so the left has to explain some things as well, because the partisanship there, I think, has prevented them from supporting policies that they may otherwise support, but because Trump is behind it, they won't.
Joe, are Democrats just going to be having a big dance party in November when they win the midterm?
We shouldn't, because the defining thing in our politics in this century has been change. 11 of the 13 even year elections have been big change elections. This growth in independence, which means people are walking away from being willing to identify with the parties, is to me another part of the recipe for a massive change election. At this point, the indicators look like it's going to be even more of a change election than 2018, and maybe closer to the degree of change 2010 was, but for the other party. And so buckle up if you're a Republican.
It's interesting. I think I brought it up to you guys. So there's a guy I got to interview a little bit for the documentary. It's named John Della Volpe, and he does a youth poll for Harvard. And so he's been studying the youth since 2000. And he is predicting that we are transitioning out of this hyper-partisanship to work again versus power and winning.
Policy versus performance, just this over-reliance on echoing things you read or hear every day on social media or on TV stations that lean one way or the other. We have to separate from that, and that's why I say put down your phone and read a book.
I think you need to change the incentive structures, and that's going to be very difficult to do. As soon as I say two ways in which you could change incentive structures, Jake's going to jump out of his chair. Campaign finance reform and putting an end to partisan gerrymandering would be two ways you could change the incentive structures. Going to things like jungle primaries could be another.
Yeah,
there's ways to do it, but it's going to take a long time.
Gerrymandering things going the other way, because we've just seen all that play out over the last 6 months to a year. All right, after the break, say something nice.
You take pride in your Milwaukee area home. So why let it disappear when the sun goes down? At Blingle Premier Lighting, they create breathtaking landscape lighting that transforms your home into the showpiece of the neighborhood. Elegant uplighting, softly illuminated walkways, architectural lighting that highlights the beauty you've already invested in. Landscape lighting doesn't just make your home look incredible. It adds curb appeal, increases perceived value, improves safety, and creates an experience you enjoy every single night. In fact, it's the one thing homeowners never realize they want until they have it. And once they do, they can't imagine living without it. From luxury landscape lighting to permanent holiday lighting and patio lighting, Blingle designs custom systems built specifically for your home. No hassle, no stress, just a home that looks absolutely stunning after dark. See us at blingle.com/MKE. Blingle Premier Lighting. Your home will never look this beautiful. That's blingle.com/MKE.
Welcome back to Ask Hassellus.
I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, well, thanks.
The way you talk about employee-free Hassellus showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way low. I mean, nobody does it better.
I don't know what to say.
Say that I can get a free box spring.
Okay. Now through Monday, at Hassellus, get a free box spring with the purchase of any Sealy Posturepedic or Beautyrest mattress.
I have that tattooed on my...
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Hope your summer's going great. I've got a great idea to help you build out the rest of your summer. Still looking for that family vacation idea or that romantic getaway for the fall? I have got you covered. Join me for Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1 right here on 620 WTMJ. We're full of ideas with great interviews and cool suggestions. This week we are joined by Beloit and Jefferson. Going to be a lot of fun. It's Experience Wisconsin Saturdays at 1 right here on 620 WTMJ.
Yeah. You keep saying your side is better. It's time to
say something nice
about the other side of the political aisle on Point Taken.
Come on, people now. Smile on your brother.
All right, Jake Curtis, guest You have to say something nice for the week.
I do. Because we were talking about the former President Obama, I'll cite his chief of staff for, I think, the second time. Another, I think, establishing how far left the Democratic Party has gone. Rahm Emanuel with a second Wall Street Journal editorial, this time talking about energy and using Texas as a model for truly kind of an all-of-the-above approach, still relying on gas, natural gas, oil, but looking at solar and wind when it makes sense. So, something nice. Rahm Emanuel, former chief of staff to President Obama, apparently the voice of reason in the Democratic Party.
And future presidential candidate.
Probably
Joseph
going
Hecking.
nowhere because he's a voice of reason.
That's a good add-on. Joe.
Armed Forces Chairman and Senator Roger Wicker, among the Republicans, I think rightly criticizing this MOU of Versailles, criticizing provisions like the fact that it calls on to immediately lift sanctions on Iranian oil and unfreeze Tehran's assets worldwide. This gets complicated on the financial piece of it, but a lot of the leverage that has existed going back to 1979 has been around dollars and cents. And so I think it is always a good thing when members of a political party are willing to criticize and challenge a president of their own party. That's a common theme for me on Say Something Nice. I am glad that Senator Wicker, who isn't one of the usual suspects, right? We've talked about the people like Cassidy and
the people who are on their way out,
and Tillis, who are like on the way out and Trump endorsed against them. That's one thing for them to like criticize the president. For Wicker, who will be in the Senate going forward, for him to have serious concerns about this and to voice those publicly, good on you, sir.
All right, I identify as a Republican. Certainly George W. Bush ran as a Republican and was served as a Republican. But I'm giving him credit for going to the dedication for the Presidential Center because that showed me something. And, Jake and I have talked, and we have all talked, of course, about sort of my idea that the future in this country, the ability to make things work together as a functioning form of government with a populace that supports that, that's got to be where it's at. And the one person missing is not doing that, and he continues to play games and losing. I was just reading the screen behind Joe, losing the support of our allies because he continues to speak nonsense when we need leaders that don't speak that way. And so I credit George W. Bush for showing up to the dedication of the Presidential Center. That spoke to me. I love that.
Mine is to all of our conservative listeners, specifically one of our listeners who listens, I think, almost every day because they text in almost every day. So this is for the 6516, who sent a very sweet birthday message to me yesterday. And she said, and thanks for responding to my text when you can. I do appreciate it, even though we don't always see things the same way, which is what the show is about, right? Exchanging ideas. And this is a person who does challenge, like text in a lot of challenging things. And so I want to give a big shout out to all the people who sometimes if I say things that make you want to throw your phone or wherever you're listening, but you still listen because that's what this show is about. I acknowledge all of you.
I want to know if her first name's Margaret, so if she can text in. And
all right, 6516 is your first name, Margaret.
Because I remember a very
Steve
smart,
thinks that he knows who you are.
In a previous iteration.
So
of the
much for
show.
protecting people's anonymity. Wow.
Well, I didn't say the other numbers.
Yes. All right. So after the break, we always wrap it up the grab bag. We'll see where we take that conversation after this point taken 620 WTMJ.
ACS Group has business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. ACS Group's IT manager, Mark Reinhardt.
I feel James Imaging Systems, being local, I get to meet the people, see the people. They come in and find out what our needs are, and they're just great folks.
Great folks who partner with you and your business.
Absolutely. I categorize James Imaging Systems as a partner because they come in, again, sit down, understand our needs, listen to what things are bothering us, obstacles that we have, and they help bring us really cost-effective solutions.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and business technology expertise to help your business do business better.
That's huge for me and keeps us running smoothly, and we're able to focus on other things for this business.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit Froedtert.com/ortho.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. It's time, isn't it, to update the look of your house, but you don't even know where to begin. First step, Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Yes, Tri-County's been in the roof business for 47 years, but Chuck, Tony, and the crew also handle siding. They've got design consultants that can help you. No exterior contractor will do what Tri-County Contracting can do for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's siding that'll make you love your home again.
No matter what your summer sounds like, Summerfest is the place to be. And WTMJ is right in the middle of it. Come say hi as we broadcast live from the Summerfest grounds all festival long. From the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio, we're bringing Milwaukee's biggest summer tradition straight to you. Your soundtrack to summer, heard here on WTMJ. All right, since we got most of the politics out of our systems, let's finish up with some grab bags.
All right, Joseph Pecky, what is in your grab bag?
But a little love for Michelle Obama, who also gave a remarkable speech yesterday. I'm going to quote her. "That's where the truth of this country lies, not in grabbing as much as we can get for ourselves or knocking folks down to prop ourselves up, but in the overwhelming goodness, the relentless striving, the quiet dignity that is inside all of us." Thank you, First Lady Obama, for your service as well and for her example. I know I keep going back to Obama, but I've been thinking about it a lot this week.
I love the picture of the first ladies. Did you see that they took? And then all of the collectives of the presidents in the front. That's a historic picture.
Yeah.
Members of both parties and different administrations. Jake Curtis.
So, unfortunately, I think I'm going to go to something not uplifting, but
That happens. That happens with grab bag.
Here comes the quiet dignity of Jake Curtis.
Usually I go with high school basketball or something like that. But no, so I just wanted to highlight something that I hopefully people recognize. So on Monday at B-52 out of Edwards Air Force Base in California went down, all 8 individuals. I say individuals because I think 6 were service members, 2 were, I think, Boeing contractors, which happens right there, a key contractor and helped the military out. All 8 perished. And I was, it got me thinking, boy, how many recently have died? So between 2006 and 2020, 5,650 service members have died in training-related accidents. Sometimes it's kind of a joke, but you're building the plane as it takes off. Sometimes in the military, they are literally testing new technology that's never been tested on a different aircraft, and there's inherent risk. You look at World War II, I think the number was 15,000 service members died in World War II in training, and sometimes they very literally were building it as it took off. So just thoughts and prayers for those folks and their families. Just sad news.
Yeah, and well said. And again, support the men and women who serve us because they are doing incredible work every day. We often don't talk about it, not just during the tragic times. Mine's a positive. The start of Summerfest yesterday. I did see the Big Bang from a viewing location a couple miles away. But shout out to Sarah Pancari, the leadership she's shown, the innovative approach to like the Garth Brooks sort of lead into Summerfest. This is magic being performed on our lakefront. Obviously, weather always matters. So far, so good in the weather thing. But the presentation we do to the world with this music festival, which is unique, and I used to travel the country, and people always talked about Summerfest, like, oh my God, that thing is amazing. They would travel here. My only beef is, of course, they don't do the extended, they just do the weekends. I want 1 week.
You and many people.
I know. But to Summerfest leadership, Sarah Pancari and all the folks who work so hard, I wish you a very successful Summerfest run. I'll be there Saturday night, so if you're at the Christopher Cross, I think it's Uline, say hi if you see me, if you know me. I'm not buying everybody a beer unless you have
Unless you have a healthcare
If you have a
thing.
healthcare provider ID, then your drink's on me. So I always do. I've done that for years. All right.
I have two. First, as I am looking over Joe's shoulder to the Juneteenth celebration that is happening in Milwaukee right now, a reminder that it is Juneteenth. We have not acknowledged that yet. And that Juneteenth is not Black history. It is our history. And so as an opportunity to learn more about why we celebrate Juneteenth and what it means to so many people. So just a reminder for that today. It looks like it's a great parade. And the second is I'm ending this week feeling very loved. I did enough celebrating, I think, of ringing in this new
Very
decade.
tired.
And I would, what we did last weekend for my birthday was we rented out a summer camp in East Troy, and the opportunity to hang with your friends, but more importantly, hang with your friends' kids. Like, I've reached that stage of life where getting to watch my friends play aunt and uncle to my kid, getting to play aunt to their kids, and watching them run around in nature and not be on screens, not be on watching TV, and actually just like finding snakes and frogs and all of that. Like, it was everything I wanted for my birthday. Last night was everything I wanted for my birthday. And so I'm feeling very blessed, very tired, and I'm ready for the weekend.
How's 40 feeling so far?
Well, as Joe noticed in my final picture of the evening, I rang in the end of my birthday with a fairly large glass of Buffalo Trace. And so I'm feeling
Wow.
40. I am feeling 40 today.
All right, we got about a minute left. Anything else on anybody's minds? We got the Brewers playing some great baseball. That's going to continue. They got a tough series against the Braves.
Yeah.
I love the way this team plays. They get bad news and they just say, all right, we'll figure it out. And they
I
do
have
it.
been going to games since, I'm sure Joe, same thing, since I was a kid. There is something special about
yes,
this team.
yes.
We were at 2 games last week, and there's just, I don't know, this could be the year.
How's the kid doing, the new shortstop?
All
Well,
right.
I was at,
he's all
Tuesday,
right.
he made his debut. 0 for 3. I mean, he made contact.
Got to hit the
but
next night, which is cool.
What I've heard on him is he's going to be an immediate asset in the field.
Yes.
Some work left to do with
Yeah.
the stick,
Probably
and that's
fair.
okay.
But this team, again, Pat Murphy, the guy just continues to astound everybody with his leadership skills. Again, leadership matters.
He needs to get healthy, though.
Yeah.
We need Pat to be able to walk up
he's
to the
getting his
mound.
hip done, right? Is that
And
what's
something
happening
like
on the
that.
All-Star
No,
break?
it sounds like he's in some pain.
How
so
is that
hopefully
going to
he's-
work? He's got to limp around with a bad hip
I don't know.
or a replacement hip? Is that a big deal?
Mizorowski going to be the NL starter in the All-Star game?
Oh, my
It's
God.
gotta
I
be,
don't know
right?
how he's not.
It's
I
got to
think
be.
he's pitch. Is he pitching tonight? I think so. All right, Jay Curtis, we'll see you next Friday again.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
I'll be
Hey,
here as well.
When we invite you back, you know you're doing something right. So well done. He's a lead counsel, corporate counsel for IRG.
General counsel.
Yeah. Smart
I
guy.
think.
Joseph Pecky, always brilliant. Thanks for the double feature this week. Appreciate that. We got the half hour left with Kristen. Before we get to that, here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Israel now confirming a ceasefire in its war with Hezbollah after an attack this morning that Lebanon says killed 47 of its people.
We still have yet to hear any public announcements from Hezbollah, and it's unclear how long this ceasefire would last.
ABC's Selena Wang, talks between the U.S. and Iran have been called off today because the fighting in Lebanon now supposedly on pause. The U.S. Central Command says more than 20 vessels got through the Strait of Hormuz last night.
Prices of oil are started above $120 a barrel in the midst of this war. They are down this morning to about $77 a barrel.
But ABC's Rebecca Jarvis says it's going to take way longer for gas prices to match that drop. Regime change in the UK? Keir Starmer's days may be numbered after Andy Burnham won the election to lead the Labour Party last night and to challenge his seat. Starmer's saying he's not going to step down. State of emergency now for weather in Indiana. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. A Wisconsin Supreme Court has struck down a state college grant program limited to certain minority students. In a unanimous decision, the court ruled the minority undergraduate retention grant violates the state constitution's guarantee of equal protection. The suit was brought by the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty on behalf of a Madison family whose biracial son did not qualify for the grant. State officials argue the program was designed to help equalize educational opportunities for historically underrepresented underrepresented students. The ruling orders the state to stop administering the grant. A Milwaukee man will spend the next 3 decades in prison for a deadly beating and robbery last year. Isaiah Taylor and his mother beat Jerry Rhodes to death inside a home near 8th and Galena in April of 2025, then stole a television and a cell phone. Taylor's mother, Melanie Taylor, sentenced to 15 years in prison earlier this year for her role. National Weather Service survey results add several more tornadoes to Wisconsin's total for 2026. Wednesday night storms produced 3 tornadoes, all EF1s in south central Wisconsin. Wisconsin has seen over 30 tornadoes this year. Time for some news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Markets are closed today for the Juneteenth federal holiday. Trading resumes on Monday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Traffic got messy. We had a crash. I-41 North, about a quarter mile beyond the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. It had closed 2 left lanes. Also, the exit to Greenfield from 41 North was closed because of a crash. 41 North at the ramp, the left shoulder now has a fire. The lanes are now open, but there's a lot of residual slowing. I-41 North. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, breezy today, high 76. Chance for rain tonight with a low 57. Mostly sunny and 77 tomorrow. Chance for showers on Sunday with a high of 70. Sunshine Monday and Tuesday. Monday's high 68. Tuesday's high 73. 68 now in Madison and in Green Bay. 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:33.
The Matrix is Penny Mustard's most popular TV stand.
Fake.
Huh?
The Matrix TV stand is obviously a computer-generated simulation.
How do you know?
Look closely at the Matrix.
Okay.
Do you see what I see?
Probably not.
What do you see?
Pixels.
Those aren't pixels.
That's wood grain.
You're just used to other TV stands made with fake veneers.
But the Matrix TV stand is handcrafted from solid wood.
Yeah, right. That's what they want you to believe. If the Matrix TV stand is real, why does it look different every time I see it?
Because each Matrix TV stand is built to your specifications and TV size.
How do you know so much about the Matrix?
Well...
You're one of them, aren't you?
Sure.
I knew it!
Come see the totally real and wildly popular Matrix TV stand, starting at $28.44 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better simulations of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling, trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
Steve, have you ever been on a scooter?
Not the pay-for-play scooters.
You've never been on like a Lime scooter?
No.
Would you?
I don't think so.
They're not in Oak Creek, right?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Are you a bike guy? What's your last mile of transportation? Just car? You just drive everywhere?
Or walk.
So not a bike, not a scooter.
I mean, I've had a bike in the past, but I don't have one currently.
Okay.
Although I'm thinking about it.
How would you feel if scooters came to Oak Creek?
As long as they stayed out of my neighborhood, I'd be fine with it. Get off my lawn!
You're already dealing with high schoolers all the time, so you can imagine.
Parking in front of my house with their loud cars.
All right, so why are we talking about this? You may have heard, because I know a lot of the local TV stations have been covering it. So the owner of Lacage, which is one of the clubs in Walker's Point, was walking out of, I don't know which establishment on Old World 3rd Street, but just up the street from us. And there's video footage of it. He's an older guy, maybe a little bit younger than you, but
just trying to catch his age.
And someone was on a scooter on the sidewalk, which is not allowed, and ran right into him. And, maybe it's because he's older, maybe it was a freak accident. Multiple broken bones in his hand. He has to get his spine, two vertebrae fused. I think he broke 2 ribs. And so now, of course, we're back to the scooter conversation, which is, similar to Deep Thought or 794 or all these things that we like to have lots of opinions on. My opinion about scooters is it is a human problem. That as they exist, they are very useful. They are popular. But as far as it is one of those examples of can we please just have nice things and not have other people ruin it by not following the rules of don't be on the sidewalk. When you're around other people, maybe get to the place where there's less people. Don't just leave them anywhere, litter and block the sidewalk for people who are, in a wheelchair. There's just some common social contract stuff as far as living in a society that if we're going to have something that is useful, don't abuse it.
I completely agree because I'm not against scooters. I think it's a great. Joe was telling me that he just jumped on one last night. Here's the warning sign here, and this is in the article from the Journal Sentinel written by what has got to be one of the best reporter names I've seen in a long time, Isabella Russamano. That's amazing. I want to meet her. Anyway, the warnings for improper use of Lime scooters by the people using them from Lime up 3 times 2025 over 2024. Going where you're not supposed to be going, mistreating the equipment, driving in places you're not supposed to drive in, because they can track all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, bike lanes, yes. That's an appropriate place. And we have so many bike lanes in the city of Milwaukee. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. There's a lot of bike lanes and not always a lot of bikers.
So what's the argument being made to not go on the bike lane versus the sidewalk? I mean, bike lanes are set up for that.
I would imagine it's potentially people, because, Milwaukee also not known for the best driving. And so for a scooter rider's own sense of safety, maybe they feel safer on a sidewalk than in the street where cars are right next to them. This is my assumption. But not realizing, because you see people on bikes sometimes on sidewalks too, which is also not allowed.
Not supposed to happen.
So yeah, I do think I'm what other rules could be in place for these scooters? Because they can control things, right? Like Joe said right now, the new ordinance for Shorewood has not gone into effect yet. So you can take a scooter all the way up to Shorewood and then it just stops. There are abilities,
they have a lot of power
and constraints that they can put on the scooters to make them slow down in certain areas. You can't park them in certain areas, or so basically you can't end your ride and it will just keep charging you until you put the scooter into a safe area where it can be parked. And then there's certain places where it's just going to stop and you can't take it in. So I also think maybe we should put it as after midnight. You cannot take a scooter, even though some people might find them useful. But the likelihood that after midnight you are somewhat inebriated, probably higher than others. And I would recommend not riding one of these things when you've been drinking, as I've seen my friend who will go unnamed a couple weeks ago. We're like, what happened to your face?
Did it hit her?
Oh, he had been day drinking all day and then decided to take a scooter home and paid for it with some scrapes on the face.
Take a guess how many rides there were on these Lime scooters last year.
It was huge because we talked about this with Jeremy once.
It's a million.
Yeah, so
a million.
That's the thing. It's and the city gets a lot of money from it, and so it's kind of a rock and a hard place. So there is definitely revenue that is coming in. People do find them to be useful as far as a last mile mode of transportation, but you just got to be better. Just be this is. I feel like you right now, where it's just just don't be a jerk.
Yeah, Texter said that it's a concern for their safety, so they drive on the sidewalk so they don't get hit by cars.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. But then that is a disregard for other people's safety who are just trying to walk, who are not moving at 15 miles per hour.
Also, the newest Lime scooters have a Lime Vision where it has a camera built in, so they can see where it's going, what you're doing with it. How about that? I actually have to try it at some point.
I would love to see you on a scooter. This is more content. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take scooters after the show one day and ride them up to the tchotchke shop?
Yeah.
And there's a whole day of content for you and I.
Okay.
You in?
Make it a plan, sure. Why not? You going to pay for the scooter?
Sure.
All right. And I'll pay for the tchotchke shop. That's a fair.
I want the utter shot glass.
And I want the old Milwaukee candle. So,
All
I mean,
right.
we each found things we like, even though we haven't.
Let's
you
get
haven't-
matching shirts.
Here we go. Kristen and Steve, matching shirts, celebrating all things Milwaukee. Lots more to talk about. We'll do it after this.
They say fortune favors the brave. Let's put that to the test.
First offering to him is a high fly ball to right field. Back on it is Fry. Track, wall, gone! Jackson Churio goes deep.
The Brewers head to Atlanta to take on the Braves. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:40. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, it's Kristen Bry from Point Taken on 620 WTMJ. You know, when you hear me on the radio, obviously you just hear my voice. But when I'm out in the community, meeting listeners or hosting events, I'm told that my smile is my signature. That's why I trust Dr. James Michaels and the team at Economowoc Dental Care. And yes, I drive all the way from Milwaukee to Economowoc to see Dr. Michaels and his incredible staff. Because when you find a dental team that makes you feel comfortable, listened to, and cared for, that drive is worth it. Dr. Michaels has been practicing in Economowoc for more than 25 years, and his approach is simple. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Whether you're due for a cleaning, thinking about cosmetic options, or just need a dental home where you feel at ease, call Economowoc Dental Care. The number is 262-567-7224. Economowoc Dental Care with Dr. James Michaels, the team I trust with my smile.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful, and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right, because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and I'm angry.
All right, a star rookie makes his debut. A trial takes an unexpected turn. The big gig begins and more. It's the Week in Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
The deliberately worst-kept secret in southeast Wisconsin is a secret no more. You could tell your parents.
My
yeah,
parents
but
knew.
okay, they knew.
But
All right.
I did not tell my brother for quite a while.
Straw poll is a straw poll. It's a snapshot at a convention. Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez was the winner.
The three most likely nominees today are Mandela Barnes, Sarah Rodriguez, and Fran Hong. Everybody else, it's getting late.
Ridgeland Farms is releasing its remaining beagles. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. now chiming in.
We are committed to humane animal care and to replacing animal testing with effective alternatives wherever possible.
A complete game shutout from Jacob Mizorowski.
I was just trying to find a comp in any sport, and the one I came up with was Usain Bolt. It's like, oh, he had that still.
The finished and fabulous Bob Uecker mural in downtown Milwaukee.
I just wish it didn't end so quickly. That's what I really love about mural making, is just sharing your work with the world.
Day 2 in the Amandria Brunner trial. The defense says, hold on a second, the Marquette student was speeding.
Would these deaths have occurred even if Amandria was sober? And the evidence is going to show that they would have.
Wisconsinites spent 45 $25 million on OnlyFans. They're spending a lot of money in Green Bay. What's going on up there?
There was an ongoing joke with one of my girlfriends that we would have a channel that was and toes, and then we would never have to show our face.
Have you been following the story of this dive-bombing red-winged blackbird in Atwater Park?
A lot of people want to get up and walk around out there, maybe run out there, and you got this dive-bombing bird. Watch out.
Not all of us are bird people.
Hey, I went to the ballpark yesterday.
Yeah.
Your 6'7" tall all-star was there, Jacob Mizorowski. 300 people lined up to get a moment with the Miz for a special ball signing. They raised more than $24,000, John.
That's great.
They announced the entire team. Here come your Milwaukee Brewers. Gets a slap on the back from Bryce Terang, and then out he goes by himself.
Go get him, kid. Enjoy the field by yourself. Soak it up. It's not about you, Cooper Pratt. It's about the Brewers. You're just a part of it.
A few moments later.
Line drive down the right field line, a base hit. And Cooper Pratt has his first big league run batted in.
54 years ago today, we had this huge crisis in Watergate. That was not a constitutional crisis. Richard Nixon followed the law. I maintain that today we are in a constitutional crisis.
It's been good for local businesses, but not for beer supplies.
I don't think Boston realized what was coming to it.
I recall something similar happening when the Wisconsin Badgers played UNLV out in Las Vegas. Bars that were running out of Miller Lite and some running out of brandy.
Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Kraft. He's recovering from that torn ACL that he suffered last November.
I'm going to be the best tight end in the NFL.
Someone got a birthday. I wonder.
Happy birthday, 40th birthday.
You. 40th birthday.
June 1986 is when you came into this world.
It is.
With the deal officially signed between the U.S. and Iran, the agreement sets up a 60-day ceasefire to hammer out details on issues like Iran's nuclear program.
So not only did you get a present on your birthday, country of Iran got a really big present. from the United
Big
States.
present.
A jury in Milwaukee County finding Amandria Brunner not guilty on all 6 charges of causing the deaths of Marquette University lacrosse athletes.
The other guy involved in the collision, Peter McGolgan, it led to both of them being charged, and it's a fascinating strategy.
Once we solicited the expert, we were able to back that up, and his report really did bolster that defense for us.
The stages are set, and Milwaukee's lakefront is ready to rock. Broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio at Summerfest.
We're on the lakefront path right behind the Gruber Sports Zone. Beautiful view of the lagoon. You're seeing all kinds of musical fandom because that's what we do here at the world's largest music festival.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
My grass is green.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That's the Weekend Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Text WEEK, W-E-E-K, to the Sighting Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620 to hear it again.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Griffin Ford in Waukesha. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new vehicle, now's the time to take a serious look at Griffin Ford's Ford American Value for American Values employee pricing event. This is great. For a limited time, you pay what employees pay. That's right, employee pricing on a huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Right now, they have 50-plus all-wheel drive Ford Explorers in stock starting at $38,978. How about the 2026 Ford Bronco Sport all-wheel drive? More than 20 in stock, starting at $28,995. And Escape owners get an additional $1,000 off. But what really sets Griffin Ford apart is inventory. Griffin Ford is one of the largest selections of new Ford vehicles anywhere in Wisconsin. That means you're not spending hours searching dealer to dealer or settling for something close to what you wanted. You can choose the color, trim, level, and features that fit your style. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha. I buy my cars at Griffin. You can also do it online at griffinford.com.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does, because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
One of the suspects in the foiled attack planned at the White House UFC fight will remain in jail.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
3 men charged in Wisconsin's fake elector scheme plead not guilty to felony forgery.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
You can also watch us on YouTube. Hop into our studios for the rest of the show and any show. Wisconsin's Midday News is on YouTube.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Styx, right? And they're playing Summerfest tonight, I believe. I don't know which stage, but I've seen them a bunch of times throughout their long, storied career. It's a good hang for a concert because you'll know most of the songs.
How old were you when Summerfest started?
I don't know.
Were you in high school?
I worked during, probably. Yeah, my dad took me when we were in high school.
Okay.
I worked at Summerfest when I was in college as like a cleanup guy.
Nice.
It was a good gig, though.
I bet.
At the big gig. You were at Summerfest for a long time yesterday.
We got there around 4:30
Opening day. So what was it like?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Summerfest. It was funny. I was talking to Vince as I was leaving yesterday. I was handing out my birthday cupcakes. Vince got one. He was very happy about
Did
it.
you earn it?
No, I didn't make anyone dance for their cupcake.
He ate a cupcake? Because that's sort of surprising.
Yeah, he was excited about it.
Interesting.
And so I asked him if he was going down at all. And he goes, yeah, like he's the type of guy, and I think there's probably some people who's like, I'll go to Summerfest if I have tickets to see someone specific that I want to see. And then there's people like me who just want to get there and run into the people you're going to run into, find the music that you're going to find, enjoy the weather. And that's very much what yesterday was. As far as we got there, we watched some of the opening ceremonies with all the dignitaries giving their speeches. Saw Chief Lipsky, got to meet the executive director over at Skylight Music Theater, Susan Valera, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who played Fontaine on Broadway. So I got to geek out on also Chief Lipsky, big. You know what? We had the one, we were talking about my favorite song. If I had to do one song for the rest of my life, One Day More. Same with Chief Lipsky.
Seriously?
He loves
a big Broadway
Les Mis.
guy?
Yeah.
He's
so
everywhere.
so got to meet a bunch of new people, got to run into people that I already knew, hang out with friends, good music. Zepecky was there. Like it is such a unique thing.
It's a Milwaukee
Summerfest,
thing,
right?
yeah.
It is like it's just and seeing that we have obviously already had our Saz as sampler. But I love just showing up, and now especially with the Northwestern Mutual playground with Frankie, best playground in the city. And so being able to take your kids, and Mike had made a mental note yesterday. It's like, all right, when we bring Frankie down, remember to bring extra clothes because they have the fountains that the kids are running through, and like bring
That's
dry
been around
clothes.
For a while. It's a great addition.
And
too.
so it's awesome. It's such a feel good. And then we ended up. I'll give a shout out to. I had not been to Gibraltar before, which is a bar down there, because we got to the end of the night and we're ready to leave. But we usually either take the hop or park elsewhere and walk down. But because Mike had free parking, we parked. And now it's a good reminder of why you don't drive down there. Because if you don't leave before the amphitheater, it is nuts. So we got to the car. I was like, well, let's go get one more drink and let this wait somewhere else instead of waiting in the car. So I'd never gone to this bar, Gibraltar. There was a DJ there last night that was awesome. And so just the vibe of ending the night, met some new people there, danced a little bit. It was great. It was a very fun first day of Summerfest.
And birthday celebration.
And a birthday celebration.
That's perfect. We're going to actually change, because usually Kathy and I go during the day, hang out, see whoever's playing, but we're going to see specifically Christopher Cross because I'm a big fan.
And what time's that show?
9:30.
Oh, you did say that. It's past your bedtime.
Yeah, and we're going to meet some folks out there. So I'm looking forward to that. I love Summerfest.
I love Summerfest.
It's been part of my life since my dad took us to the first one. It was just like a couple tents, some music, a lot of beer, and
It was
grass.
before it was even on, because it wasn't the first one like all over the city.
Yeah, that was an earlier version.
Before it was all at the
but
lakefront.
But the early lakefront version was just grass. intense. And it got rough, and I think
when
we saw
did when did
fights.
they start building all the infrastructure?
That's a maybe Bo Black era. So that you're talking, God, was that the 80s?
Okay.
70s, late 70s? Yeah. But what an epic festival. And I'm glad that we hosted here in Milwaukee. So I'll see you at Summerfest. I'll see you next Monday.
See you on Monday.
And I'll see all of you on the radio whenever. Thanks for listening.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can easily find the products you need and trust at